Hello everybody. How are you today? This is Carmen with Elemental Designs. And I'm just here real quick to kind of touch base with you guys because I kind of stumbled into some disturbing news yesterday. And this might not apply to everybody, but I know it applies definitely to most of us crafters that like to use die cutting machines, and all of that good stuff. So I did a little bit of research on the topic, and the topic pretty much is that a lot of videos now, effective last Thursday, are gonna start pretty much being randomly selected um, for demonetization. Your videos are pretty much gonna stop being recommended, for people to watch, and it's pretty much gonna impact everybody that's using YouTube now. What's going on is that due to the advertiser revenue and pretty much all the issues that YouTube has been having lately with advertisers pulling themselves out of YouTube or not wanting to, pay for certain, pay for views on certain people's videos that use, terms associated with war, death, self-inflicted injuries, drama, and just all a plethora of different things that affect people in different ways. Now it's kind of affecting us as well. Pretty much what's going on is that words like die, cutting, punch, things that we normally use because they're tools for us, like die cutting machines that produce die cuts, punches that pretty much punch out paper, and things like that. If you use these words either in your titles or in your tags, then you're going to start pretty much triggering a flag on the system, with YouTube. So this is like pretty much a computer that is like a system that's designed to kind of, eliminate or put into this little black box, if you will, things to do with cursing, things to do with self-inflicting injuries. And as the word die obviously is one of those things that is associated with injury. So is cutting is associated with injury, and so is the word punch is associated with injury. Now I'm sure that there's a lot of other words that can be associated with injury. So pretty much I kind of went through my videos yesterday because I do have a lot of videos that are affiliated with cutting paper, shaping paper, which is one of the words that me and actually Liz, who's very crafty Bonet, as well as Brandy, who's left-handed crafter, we were kind of discussing this yesterday when I kind of found out. I was like telling them, go ahead and check out your video, make sure that you don't have no strikes or that you don't have no flags, because this is going to start kind of impacting our whole thing. And you know that for the most part, if you get enough strikes on your channel, then your channel can be suspended, or your videos can be taken down. So, to kind of sum this whole situation up, I just kind of urge you guys to really go through your videos. There's a way that you can kind of go into your manager, and when you go into your the list of all your videos, there's a little thing on the top where you can kind of choose, monetize, demonetize, newest to oldest, or you can write a search term, in the little box, the little search box. The search is within that list of videos, and just write the words like die, cut, things like that, things that that you might have used either in your tags. And I strongly urge you to get it quick and remove those words from your tags, from your titles, so that your videos, your channel is not impacted negatively, or your channel's not like up for review. Because again, if you get enough of these strikes, if they find enough of these things happening in your channel, then it's gonna be affected. So it's not really clear as far as to the terms, so on and so forth. They haven't really made that part of it clear. I'm not really sure as far as to how deep this is gonna go, how bad we're gonna be impacted. All I can tell you is if you can think of a word that is associated with injury, with war, like glue gun, for example. If you can think of words that are associated with any kind of injury, or anything like that, if you curse on your videos, if you use these kinds of terminologies, you might want to think about that before you go and say these things, or say these words, or add any of these things to your tags or to your titles. again, because it's a system. It's not an actual person that is kind of watching these videos. It's not an actual person that, is choosing, who or what. It's a system that is designed to filter out tags. It's designed to read titles and filter out titles. So go into your titles. If you use, let's say, the word, die haul from eBay or whatever the case may be, then just take out the word die. I think that at the end of the day, when it comes to speech itself, you can obviously speak on certain things, if you're making die, because I think that that would be fine, but I'm not sure. So don't point the finger at me later on. I'm just saying that I think it's mostly because it is a generated system. They're not gonna, obviously, I mean, I can't say that they might not kind of go through every word that you say in your video. I'm not really sure about that, but I know for a fact that when it comes to your tags and when it comes to your titles, the way that you describe your video, your descriptions, anything that is written text, you know within your video, that is something that you really need to take a close look at and find an alternate word to use for describing what you're doing. Like, me and Liz was actually saying we got to come up with some kind of words, so to describe, like, you know that, for example. And I know I've said that probably a couple of times. I don't know if this is going to affect it, but I guess I should soon find out if they're actually pulling apart these words out of your video. So, because I've said it quite enough times during this video. So for the most part, try to come up with alternate words. And we were thinking about metal paper shapers, things like that, to kind of describe, what the function of the metal craft dies are. So yeah, like, you kind of get the drift. But I just pretty much wanted to inform you guys, and I know that also Crafty Lori made a video today about it. I was actually thinking about making the video last night, but I didn't really have a chance to do it. But she kind of shows you, because she's actually somebody that caught strikes on her channel, so she kind of shows you what that kind of looks like, and she also kind of goes in depth as far as to reading to you, showing you what the actual terminology is, even though there's no defined dictionary for the words that you can or cannot use. And this is pretty much why I wanted to kind of come on here real quick and kind of emphasize that, just think of words that are associated with violence in any way, shape, or form. Don't use those in your title. And when it comes to vlogging, if you do vlogging and things of that nature, then just be aware that anything to do with civil issues, wars, sexuality, cursing, there's just, like I said, there's a plethora of things that you have to kind of be mindful now of, not adding these things into your tags, so that these videos do not get flagged or pulled, or your channel doesn't get negatively impacted. And I just wanted to come on here and pretty much kind of touch base with my subscribers, because I know not everybody subscribes to everybody. So for the most part, I just wanted to come on here and touch base. Guys, do your own research and find out, inform yourselves, because a lot of people are not aware of this situation. And I was actually made aware of it by Sandy, who is Decorate Your Life, when I saw, I had watched one of her videos that she made of this beautiful Halloween card, and then we follow each other on Instagram, and I saw her post, and I went to go make a comment on her post, and then I saw what she kind of said about not being able to use this word in her video. So I was like, what? So I kind of asked her real quick, and she told me more or less that, yeah, this is something that is going on to crafters. They're being flagged. So I started kind of doing some research based on that, and then come to find out that, yeah, it is a fact. The system is starting to kind of filter and go through everybody's videos. It doesn't really matter how old your video is. They're kind of going through all the videos. So I went through as many as I possibly could, because I have over 500 videos on my channel. And a lot of them have to do with that, because being a crafter and an artist, I'm kind of juggling a little bit of everything. So I definitely just wanted to come here and touch base with you guys. I don't want to see any of you guys negatively affected. I definitely don't want to lose any of you guys and be able to stop watching, lose the ability to watch you guys create because of this situation. So I just really urge you to go and check out your videos, go into your your managers on your dashboard, and just kind of filter out, search in the little search box once you get to your your videos, the list of your videos, and just use these kinds of words and see if any of your videos pop up in that list. And if they do, hit your edit out, erase, delete, exit, any of these words that are associated with this. When it comes to your titles, you might have to shorten your title or remove certain things from your title. But I think it's a lot better than having to lose your videos altogether. And if you haven't been negatively affected as yet, then that is awesome. But do not think that you are not going to be just because you haven't been already. This is a process that's just started last week. Like I said, on Thursday, this whole implementation of stricter, following their guidelines a little bit more stricter. So they might not have gotten to you yet, but they might get to you next. So again, I'm going through what I have to do to try to, preserve the integrity of my channel as well, and I urge you guys to do the same. This is just, me touching base with you guys and kind of hoping to warn you guys and kind of gear you and explain the situation a little bit. I know that I'm not very well versed, but for the most part, I hope that you guys understand more or less what I'm trying to say. And I thank you guys so much for watching, and feel free to drop down your comments below. If I get any further information or anything becomes a little bit more clearer on that end, then I'll do a follow-up video. But in the meanwhile, I will try to answer any of you guys' questions. If you want to drop them down below, please feel free to do so. I hope that you like this video, because you found it informative. And yes, thank you guys for watching. Be safe and take care. Thanks. Bye.